Hi guys, I know it's early in the morning, but this is Black Spring with Autumn on your Thursday it is. And I'm just curious. I don't know if you guys have seen this particular excerpt, or dare I call it, I titled this Ceremonies. So I just want to give you guys a second to get in here. Like I said, I do know it's pretty early. So I just want to get into this really quickly and get out of it. But I know by now that the alphabet networks have started pulling this particular ceremony. It was the 2022, the Birmingham Games. And it doesn't really, like I've said this before, whether you're spiritual or religious or whatnot, but if you've seen these ceremonies, to me, ceremony to me it's a ceremony in the fact that it's a ceremonious, it's a ceremony for a dark ceremony, okay? It's more of a ritual to me is what these things are. And they're literally acting out. They're acting out these concepts, which most people don't understand, whether it's based on symbolism or wherever you are in your own, understanding, or even if you're building on your knowledge of symbolism. I think there's a lot here, and a lot of these ceremonies have a lot of things in common. But I just want to say. So I'm talk about it just for a second. If you can find it, it's another thing is that, the more people they criticize it, the more they're pulling it off. Okay, they're pulling it off of the, good morning, Melinda, good morning to you. They are pulling it off of the internet, okay? Sorry about the lighting in here. I'll get it together in a second. But they're pulling it off. They're actually pulling it off of the internet. And for one, this particular ceremony, there's a beast. It opens up, like, to me, I see this as mockery. It's more mockery is what they're doing. You have this sounding of this trumpet or this, it was excruciating. I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of ear you have. The ear is not very forgiving, whether you talk about tonalities or partials or whatnot, but this is not very forgiving. Morning, Marcy T, nice to see you. So it's like there's this sounding of this trumpet with this woman that's going towards this bull. Okay, we've seen this bull in New York, which shout out to Mr. Pearson. He's doing he does a lot of, breakdown of these kinds of things. But she's standing before this bull, which I consider it a beast, She's standing before this bull, and then she's got her hand out. And to me, it's almost like Hollywood. It's Hollywood, Temple of Doom or something. It's a worshiping. And then you have these people, these dancers or these actors simulating some kind of, praise or raising their hand. There's all kinds of triangles and things being presented in this particular performance. There's of course this bull it's like he's illuminated in red and fire. And it's almost like, and there's smoke coming out like mist or, some type of smoke coming out of this bull. And it's almost like they're trying to absorb, dare I say, what are they doing? Is this a representation of the city of Birmingham? When people start to criticize these things, they immediately go right into their act and start calling bad, dark, light, and light, dark is what they immediately start doing. So the clips that I've seen of it is, it's like enough. We've seen these ceremonies, whether they're a CERN or, people dancing around. It looks like there was a torching of something in this particular, like a torching of this structure in there. It's illuminated by fire. It's like, I don't know. It's totally like mockery. I think, what was it, like Hebrew 5-11 or something that I saw. Like, it's like they make mockery of the references or the uses of fire in the Bible. They are to me, there's a particular verse that talks about how God chastens, his people with fire to bring them closer to him in the different ways. And to me, these people are doing the same thing. It's the same God. They're doing it. It's a mockery is what it is. But you got still people, oh, it's just a ceremony. And that's what they do. How could you call this, it's just art and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, hey, well, this is not a treatment of Faust, right? This is not, the seven wonders of the treatments of Faust. Come on. Are you going to wake up? Are you going to wake up any minute now? And, oh, feel better, Marcy. But yeah, it's real dark. And then you see these people dancing around. It's like, to me, the biblical references about God using, fire to, for destruction and to basically, to me, it's a cleansing. It's like they're using this ceremony in the same way. It's like a spiritual purification that like they're simulating in this sick, ceremony that they're calling it. Is supposed to represent Birmingham. Really? But but when I think about this, I also think about other references. You got that huge bull that's in New York. To me, could it be another simile for destruction of the currency, of the dollar, of the strength of the dollar, or the strength of the currencies worldwide? Because I just saw in France that they talked about inflation and how it was going to continue, to the end of the year. It's going to continue to the end of the year. So this is a destruction. They're destroying the old. I think the last thing is they're destroying this currency as a part of their, to usher in their new kingdom or whatever. But then also you see that that little tower thing in there, after it burns the hell down, it then is illuminated in purple and blue. And then these people are dancing around it in white. The dancers are dancing around in white around this structure as if they're getting ready to announce something. But like I'm telling you, this is all, my point is that this is mockery. And it's a scriptural mockery. It's a biblical mockery. And if people want to keep saying, they want to keep defending things as entertainment, then that's what they're going to do. Yes, Marcy T, very sad, very sick. And the people that are they're going to accept whatever that comes out of this thing. Literally, they are. But yeah, you can see them dancing around that blue and white. That thing is illuminated with blue and white, blue and purple. Blue and purple. Okay, but then they're in white. They went from being in all these, darker clothes, red clothes. Your announcer is wearing a red suit and a black shirt. I mean, how is that light? Can you explain to me how has red and black ever been, symbolically standing for light? How? But then, like I said, we've seen all these references before. This is their kingdom that they are about to unleash. I guess the guy was dressed like, he was the master of ceremonies. He's the master of ceremonies. Yes, right. Lol, red and black. Yeah, he was wearing a red shirt and a black tie, a black shirt and a red suit and a black tie, and a black shirt, black tie, red shirt, a red suit, red coat, red pants. So yeah, I'm telling you, I'm gonna try to watch that whole thing, but that particular section, I think, of course, he started with Durand and all this, but then eventually they get to the point and say, yeah, it was like a sounding of a trumpet. Basically, it was like they didn't show the person sounding it. You just heard the sound in the background. But then, when I think about these little towers that I keep seeing and these representations, it kind of makes me I think about the Colosseum. If you guys have been to the Colosseum, basically the Colosseum in Rome, it's just ruins is all it is. But it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was allegedly destroyed by fire. So I think that these references have been around for a long time. I'm not trying to make some kind of parallel about, not exact parallel, but I'm just saying the way things, the things that, the symbolism and the representations that we have, and how many civilizations have been modeled, after Roman, whether you have Greco-Roman, architecture in this country, for one, but then you see the destruction of it. You can see how it was also destroyed. And I don't know all, like I said, I'm not a historian, and I'm not I don't know all the history behind the destruction of the Colosseum, but, then man was fighting a beast in there, he was fighting a beast in there. If you just look at Gladiator, there were a beast. The beast seems to be represented in these Colosseum or tower-like edifices, throughout history, or throughout, and even Hollywood, their representation of these things. But this thing is not representing the ceremony of the Birmingham Games 2022. Is not representative of light. Okay, Uncle algorithm, go ahead and get upset and ding or whatever you want to do. But go out there and look for it, guys. Go out there and see for yourself. You see you got the horns and people making their little symbols, and it's just, this stuff is not, it's not of light, okay? It's just not. Not even your wildest dreams. Not even. You cannot, I've never reimagined light as dark and dark as light. You can't pull that on everybody. You can't. But some people, they're going to take it. They believe in a spectrum of whatever somebody says is what it is. It has nothing to, they don't believe in absolutes. What is it that Fabiola said from CERN, that's something, and truth is something that you aspire to. So this is what we're dealing with. This is where we are. But I do believe they're getting ready to, I do think that this announcement, or that was the ceremony of their, that horn is sounding like, it's not just biblical, but every time somebody sounds a trumpet, it's usually an announcement or a warning of something. And that's what they did. In the distance somewhere, I'm thinking of Charles Ives, the unanswered question. You hear these trumpets from all over the place. Absolument, Mars CT. It is. So we'll see. We'll see what happens today, Mars CT. She did say this is OBAMA's birthday today, October 4th. So I don't know if there's some type of coronation on the way or crowning on the way. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know numerology, and I don't know gematria, but I'm able to follow other people's interpretations of it. But just saying that was a huge ceremony that they had. And they do it every time there's an opportunity for games. Okay, what was it? Even Birmingham, it's funny that they used Birmingham, Alabama for the games as well, for the 2022 games. Birmingham, Alabama has been used. So I'm wondering, did they use, I don't know, this could be one to grow on here. Is it possible that they used Birmingham, the Birminghams all over the world? Is there a potential that are there six distinct Birminghams throughout the world that have been used for the games this year? I mean, I never, who would have thought? I mean, it's kind of random. I mean, but yeah, and I didn't even see the Birmingham games of Alabama. I didn't see their ceremony, but of course, Europe and they're representing over there. So if you get a chance to watch it, watch it. To me, it looks like that same bull in the financial district of New York, but it's been illuminated, or, it's showing red and fierce. But then here again, I kind of every time I think about these images of this bull, I think about, if you guys have not seen Immortals, okay, that many many representations of the bull have been used even in battle, like its power, its strength. Like if they just put a bull's head on somebody, and they're all of a sudden, they're fighting. But it's also, it's been given as an evil representation. And even in the movie Immortals, that particular bull head, he's referred to as the beast. But also, like a Trojan horse, the bull was used like a Trojan horse, because there were things inside of the bull in Immortals. See, that reference, I don't know, Marcy T. I need to learn more about that. I need to learn more about that particular reference. Yeah, but what I was saying was, inside of Immortals, I'm seeing a lot of these same images from Immortals in the stuff that's going on right now. Yeah, like they actually stuffed people inside the bull on that particular movie. But this was like Tarsem's Immortals, okay? It wasn't exactly Greco-Roman mythology, but I think it had a few pieces there. He built it up. Like I think Tarsem is of Indian heritage, so I think he had some of, dark and light references in there. But that particular beast head, that bull, was on the head of a soldier of the darkness, and he was referred to as the beast. And of course, he was strong and, fierce and powerful and everything. And then they would put people in this bull and torture them over a fire in that particular movie on Immortals. Now, it's funny, Immortals, Henry Cavill was in Immortals. He was Theseus, that was, the chosen one. But, you see what I'm saying? This stuff is dark. I don't care what they say. You can't, and this might be a little harsh for people, but you can't keep pissing on people's legs and telling them it's rain. You can't. At some point, it's going to come out. It's going to come out one way or another. Okay? So I appreciate you guys for entertaining my commentary on this. But if you get a chance to see this particular thing, I'm going to get set up, I guess, at some point to do like a regular stream. And I would like to show some of this. But I will tell you, because of the nature of it and because people are onto it, they are starting to pull stuff. Like if you do anything on social media, they will attack you. Say, what are you talking about? This is just art. It's light. It's love. Okay. We've seen enough here. Let me read some comments here. Thank you guys so much. Read it. It's Melinda and Marcy T's here. It's nice to see Marcy T. And Melinda said earlier that sounds similar to the opening ceremonies of CERN, very dark and evil. And good to see you, Marcy. I hope you're feeling better. Yes, I think you're right. And so, yeah, well, we're going to see what happens today. You Stupid Foo says that's facts. Yeah, Melinda says, well, China hasn't shot. Yeah, well, yeah, she's a nasty little cuss herself. But yeah, I'm glad that you guys came by. But I just thought maybe you could just check out these ceremonies. The ceremonies continue. It's like Deja ceremonies. It's the same components, the same elements, just about every single time. So we'll see. We'll see what else comes up. Keep your eyes open, I guess, today. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, guys? So yeah, if you get a chance, I don't know if there's a question that I want to ask. Let me know any references if there's a reference in here that you didn't see, that I didn't mention, let me know in the comment section. Marcy T says, China would be the world heroes of America if they got it. Okay, all right, I appreciate it. And I will see you guys later. Have a great Thursday.